Chapter 2. My House on Beacon Hill. We entered my house. The maid took Lars's coat and hat, and then I brought him up to the spare bedroom. Lars freshened up, and then joined me in the drawing-room for a drink. "Is your wife home?" he asked, lighting a cigar. "No, she plays cards with the nuns at St. Stephen's on Friday evenings." "This is a very nice house, Loris." The bronze plaque bolted to the brick facade out front indicates that Dorothea Longfellow Simmons lived here. Who is she? I believe she was a suffragist poet or something. It's hard to believe how much has changed since we last shared a drink. A year ago I was the world's most eligible bachelor, and you were having your way with a yacht full of beautiful widows. Now look at us. We're both unhappily married men. I'm happy in my marriage, Lars. In fact, I'm quite content. I consider myself blessed to have found someone who adores me as much as my wife does. Every day she makes me feel special. I smile every time I see her." "You are correct, Loris. It is only I who is unhappily married, and it's my own damn fault. You tried to warn me. Others did as well. I just didn't see what I didn't want to see. Now I'm paying a steep price for it." "You'll get a divorce soon. Then you can be a carefree bachelor again." It won't be as simple as that, Loris. There's more I need to tell you. I met with our accountant last week. The Harding Corporation is having severe financial difficulties these days. Few of our factories are prospering anymore. Most of our ships are unseaworthy, and we cannot afford to refurbish or replace them. Should I not have bought the Lowell Chemical firm? No, we're doing quite well in North America. We're actually thriving here, thanks to you. It's really in England where our troubles lie. We're being punitively taxed and fined at every turn, and this recent accounting scandal won't help matters much. Should I return to London, see what I can do? There is a little anyone can do, Loris. We just need to tighten our belts. I've informed our plant managers to start cutting production costs wherever they can. We may even need to shutter our older factories. I think we'll be fine, Lars. Remember, you and I are the luckiest men alive. We're lucky in everything but love, Loris. I should have remembered that before I married that awful Caroline Asboth. I got lucky with love this time. Yes, Loris, you did. Someday, maybe I will too. The maid brought in finger sandwiches and a tray of cucumber slices. Lars took a bite out of his sandwich and then lifted his eyebrows. "Loris," he said, "let me examine those files you showed me earlier in your office." I retrieved my briefcase, opened it, and handed Lars the packet of files. Lars studied the files while he smoked his cigar. Then he looked up. "I could see now why you said earlier that the law probably wouldn't apply to these scoundrels. They have privilege and power." "Yes, very much so." "You're working with someone. The first page of every case was typed by somebody other than you. The writing style is different. These pages were folded in thirds. That means they were mailed to you." "You're very observant, Lars." "Who's sending you these names and misdeeds?" "Remember Martin Meanwell, the reporter for the Boston Globe?" The name does sound familiar." "He used to work for the South Dedham Transcript." "Oh, yes. He helped us with our little problem last year." "He's very idealistic. When he began working for the Globe, he thought he could make a difference. He soon learned that he couldn't fight City Hall or the tremendous corruption he found everywhere. He submitted a story to his editor about some minor civic dishonesty he had uncovered, and was reprimanded and demoted. It's really Martin Meanwell who sees and hears things here in Boston. He's frustrated because he cannot do anything about them." "And he thinks you can?" "Yes." "Does he address these letters to you personally?" "No. He has no idea who I am." "Loris, this is very troubling. If something happens to one of these lawbreakers, you might become implicated. No one can trace Meanwell's letters to me. Where does he mail them?" "To a tenement house I own on Mead Street, across the river in Charleston. The letters are addressed to one of my aliases." "This sounds very foolish, Loris." "But it gives me something to look forward to every night, Lars. I have a sense of purpose now." "Because you can prowl around after midnight, looking for trouble?" "Yes." "You must have done something for this Martin Meanwell. He keeps sending you letters. Had you not acted at least once, he wouldn't bother." I admit that I've done a few things on his behalf." "Like what?" "I haven't killed anyone, if that's what you're worried about." "Damn you, Loris! You showed me these files on purpose. You saw how miserable I was. You knew this sort of thing would appeal to me. It's painfully obvious that you want me to help you to do something. Out with it! Stop playing games. Tell me what you have in mind." I stood and thumbed through the files. I selected one and handed it to Lars. "Would it cheer you up to punish this scoundrel tonight?" Lars read the file and smiled. "I think it might."